Hi, if you're preparing for the GRE with the intent of getting into a business school, you're probably on the right track. Right? Probably give you some stats to basically back this up, and then let's look at a study plan and a timeline to how you should go about preparing for the GRE from now so that you can secure and admit, probably with scholarship, in some of the top business schools in the world. Right? Here are some stats. Right? In Stanford, if you look at last year's admission profile, right, about 40% of the students joined with a GRE score. It's not very different when it comes to Harvard Business School. 31% of the students who joined the program submitted their GRE scores. So it's no longer that small 5 or 10% minority which joined a business school with GRE score. Today we are talking about a third to 40% of the people joining with a GRE score, and that too we are talking about the best of the best business schools. So GRE has gained wider acceptance in terms of a test score to be submitted to getting an admission into a top business school. Now that we got that clarity in mind, to get an admission in 2025 for an MBA program starting in 2025, the earliest admission cycle, the R1, the early round deadlines, will typically be in August or September of this year. We're already there. So if you have not started your GRE preparation already, you may not be able to catch that, right? That would be a pipe dream. But that's not the end of the road. There are round 2, round 3 deadlines for schools, and you'll be able to catch them meaningfully. Let's look at those. Let's start with the round 2 deadlines. Some of the best business schools, right? Round 2 deadlines typically fall in the first week of January. Anything from 3rd of January to 15th of January is a window we are looking at. Different schools will have different timelines. Take a look at those business school websites and then track those deadlines so that you don't miss those deadlines. Look at Harvard. Harvard has it on the 6th of January. Wharton has it on the 3rd of January. Columbia Business School on the 7th of January. So typically you'll find it anything from 3rd to the 15th is when the round 2 deadlines happen. We are in August, right? Let's say you start even by mid of August. We're talking about 10-15 days in August. The whole of September, October, November, December. You have 4 months, which is about 120 days plus about 10-15 days here. So talking about 135 days in hand, 4.5 months in hand. So can you do justice to a GRE preparation and get into a business school? We'll look at that in a couple of slides. But before that, I also want to tell you, round 2 is not the end of the road. There are a few good business schools which basically encourage applicants, international applicants, we're not talking about US domestic applicants, international applicants to apply as late as even round 3. Round 2 is what typically many of these business schools will say. There are schools, right? SMEAL, Penn State has a round 3 deadline, where they say there's a priority admission deadline for international students, which is falling on the 1st of February. So you get 1 more month. We're not talking about January 1st week. We're talking about February 1st week, right? The 4.5 suddenly becomes 5.5. UNC Cannon Flagler, University of North Carolina, their round 3 deadline is 1 month even down the line, right? That's on the 4th of March. So essentially 5.5 now suddenly becomes 6.5 or 7 months is what is the timeline that we are looking at in hand. Will you be able to do justice? Certainly can do justice. If you are looking beyond the US to do an MBA, there's some lovely business schools, very good business schools in Asia. Nanyang Tech, round 2 deadline is on the 30th of January. Round 3 is on 31st of March. National University of Singapore, round 2 is on January 15th. For NUS, if you have to apply for scholarship, you need to catch round 2. That still is very feasible. If you're catching round 2 in US, you'll be able to catch round 2 for NUS comfortably. Round 3 falls on the 2nd of April, right? That's another financial year, if I can use that term, right? So you have adequate time to do justice to your GRE preparation and catch all of these deadlines. Why am I talking about R3 when you can catch R2 of some schools? See, if, let's say, for example, you are able to apply to few schools on January 6th. Why am I even talking about these things? Is it for people who can't catch round 2? No. If you're planning to apply to, let's say, 6 to 8 business schools, after writing the GRE, the amount of time that you need to invest in preparing your application packet is both intensive in terms of the effort that needs to go into it and also time consuming. 8 application packet within a month will be too cramped and you may not be able to do justice to those applications. So to apply to those schools which do not encourage international students to apply with round 3, in round 2 itself, get them done with. And then those schools which are accepting students in round 3, let's say SMEAL, UNC Cannon Flagler, if you're probably looking at them, or if you're looking at NUS, NTU, keep these for round 3 so that gives you breathing room that you can do justice to this application also. That's essentially the reason for walking you through both round 2 and round 3 for these business schools. What's the study plan, right? Basically start with your GRE preparation. Takes about 2 months of classroom program. We have a batch starting on the 19th of August. I would ideally suggest that you should start no later than that. Start on August 19th. It's a 2-month preparation. Class should get over by the 20th of October, give or take. You need a month to do justice to rounding up with all the practice questions that's in our companion course. And subsequently, these are live online classes. Classes run on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in the night between 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. IST. So if you're in college, if you're looking at an MIM program, if you're working and you're looking at this, you should not have this time, your work or other things coming in the way of your preparation for the GRE. Right, 1 month of self-study and then taking about 6 to 8 mocks another 2 weeks. So we were at October 20th, November 20th, November end, December 1st week, you should be able to take your GRE and have a good score. 320 plus is a good score. 325 plus is a score which should get you some kind of scholarship, right? So these are achievable numbers with the kind of preparation we are talking about, right? We are talking about 3.5 months you invest in dedicated preparation. On an average 3 hours a day, that's about 100, which is like 100 into 300 hours of preparation for GRE is adequate amount of preparation to move up from even a score, let's say 285, 290, which is probably may have started, to as high as a score of 325. Definitely doable. Then work on your applications in the rest of December after the first week, and then catch the round 2 deadlines that we have been talking about. How do you decide, is GRE something that will work for me? Do these 2 things. 1, invest this weekend in terms of getting yourself mentally prepared, and then invest 2 sessions with us, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have 3 sessions lined up next week. You can take those as demo classes, take a quant class, take a verbal class, right? 2 into 2 hours of investment in terms of attending a class to understand 2 things. Is this preparation method that will work for me? Is what is being taught something that I can grasp comfortably and I can do justice to it so I can get a good GRE score, right? So this basically gives you that evaluation capability. Also do one more thing. We have a free diagnostic test which is available. Take the diagnostic test. We'll do an AI assisted evaluation and then we'll tell you, will you be able to do justice starting your GRE preparation in August to catch round 2 deadlines. If you find that it's not there, you need some more time. If your diagnostic test scores tell that, or you feel that, hey, there's a lot of work to be done, I would not want to rush through this, I'll probably apply a year later. In either case, you can decide to stretch your GRE preparation a little more and then apply for 2026, right? In either case, I think you should go through these 2 steps to get that conviction saying that I can do it this year, or I need a little more time, I would rather postpone it. That gives you an ability to plan. If you think it's 2025, get started right now. If you figure out that it's going to be a year later, right, you at least know when you should start working toward it. You cannot be at the same place next year, same time. You need to start earlier and start working toward catching the deadlines for the year later, right? How do you sign up for this demo class and take the diagnostic? Sign up for the demo at wzko.pro/GRE demo. You can take a diagnostic at wzko.pro/diagnostic. I've left both these URLs in the description of this video. You can also reach out to us at 93800 48484 and one of our student counselors will be happy to guide you through this process. Best wishes. You will be able to get into a business school, good business school in 2025 if you notch up your preparation from this point forward.